Have you ever self-sabotaged a good relationship?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't think that I have. I can tell you all the shit that men do to me, but I really don't do anything.
Absolutely. All the time.
You didn't even let me finish.
No, yeah, that's absolutely all the time. You have something good, and there's like just this messed up thought pattern where you're just like, let me just like mess it up. Because, you know, like either I don't trust this good thing, I'm not used to this good thing. Everything doesn't have to be super dramatic, and everything doesn't have to be like super passionate. Like there could be peace. But when there's peace, you're like, it's a little quiet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like,
it's too peaceful.
It's like something should be happening. Like, why is it not happening? Nah, maybe it's not like love. Where the sparks at?
I think so. I feel like I had one guy that was really good to me, but I just probably made up excuses as to why I didn't want to be with him. And even still to this day, it's like, yeah, he was really good to me. I probably shouldn't have ghosted him and, you know, ignored him. But I did leave him a voicemail apologizing for my behavior. So I guess that kind of, you know, evens the scoreboard a little bit.
We shall see.
Being a brat, I think I've sabotaged some things for myself because I'm just like, but me and I want, take me here, do this. So that is something I'm working on myself outside of a relationship because I know in like relationships and dating, I'm just very like, but I want this. And don't tell me no because I want to see how much you want me. Do you want me enough to spoil me?
I definitely have self-sabotage because I overthink. I created scenarios in my mind for something that was really good, and I'm also very impatient. I like instant gratification. If the slightest thing is off, then I'm like, no, it's not working, and I'm in like my fight or flight mode, usually flight. So I would say that I run away a lot. This one thing's off, so everything's off, and then I start creating these problems.
I think that I keep people too high on a pedestal and I don't allow for people to have mistakes. When the people do have mistakes and I realize they are human, it's already after the fact that I've already made the mistake that kind of like counteracts that one. So for me, I had to really learn that like people are human and I have to allow for people to have their own emotions separate from my own. That's when I was able to be more accepting of a relationship.
In the past, I found myself in situations where I liked the idea of somebody and what they brought to the table, and I knew I wasn't necessarily ready to be 100% serious, but I was like, nah, I'm probably not gonna get anything better than this, so I'm gonna run it. And crashed and burned really, really hard. I really, really wanted it to work because she was somebody within the community that I kind of had an eye for, like, yo, if I get this, oh, it's over. At the time, like my life, I had just lost my job, just crashed my car. Like I didn't really have much to offer from a male standpoint, except sex and sweet nothings, you know? So I think that like my ego was checked a lot and I found myself acting out and doing things just to, you know, feel some sense of I'm a man, and it didn't really work out.
Have you ever self-sabotaged a good relationship?
Oh, I have a few.
A few?
Yeah.
Do tell.
Because I wasn't actively on that healing journey, I feel like I sabotaged those relationships. But come see me now though, because I'm healed.
Look at that camera and say it.
Come see me now, because I'm healed.
100%. No, it wasn't my fault. Let me tell you why. Again, in the beginning, I kind of let it be known like where I was. She didn't listen. So like when the shit started to hit the fan, it was kind of like playing it back in my head. I could have done things differently, but then I'm like, she could have listened. So she got to share some of that blame. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to share that.
Yes. Self-sabotage a good relationship. No, sorry, that was a Gemini in me. It was like, yes, but no. I used to think I would overthink some things, but being a Gemini Leo, it's never my fault. Exactly.
They got the room shaking the table with the Gemini Leo.
No, fuck that. I'm the reason it's good. What the fuck would I self-sabotage it?
So has anybody ever fumbled you?
All the time. I get fumbled a lot. And the people that's watching this, y'all know y'all fucking fumble me because I'm that bitch, period. But besides me being that bitch, I feel like when it comes to me, I'm the girl that moves a little fast and I give a little too much too soon.
As far as what, your heart or like your ass? Like
both. Duh, they come together. But I move a little fast, and I'm like, I'm not this person anymore. But as like the former me, if I really, really like you, I'm gonna show you I really, really like you. Till I realize you a fuck nigga, and then you fumble me by not keeping it up. So niggas fumble me by like not being that nigga.
No, I really don't think that I think the only thing maybe is sometimes I can get caught like comparison, which I think is a natural thing that women and men do. Even though I feel like I do well in my own career and like who I am as a person, but sometimes I think maybe a few times I would get in my head and feel like this person's too good for me. I would like jokingly mention things like, oh yeah, because you know, you're really famous, like, or you got like so many people following you, or you're like killing it in your career, like, so I'll like jokingly mention it, and I think if the guy is smart, he can figure out that it's an insecurity. But I don't think I use it too often to make it feel like a guy needs to like break up with me or just stop talking to me because of it.
Has anyone ever fumbled you?
Facts. Definitely. But you know, it's just about that, like you were saying, that level of self-awareness, that level of healing. You don't know what you don't know. I wonder if it's like more of a man thing. I think men sometimes manifest the breakup or the hurt by creating a circumstance because they're afraid. I kind of feel like women are more adept to relationships. I could be wrong, don't shoot me, but I think I see a lot of men fumble more than girls.
My first relationship, it lasted about like 6 years, and I think for the last 2 years, I was out of it. I was ready for it to be over, but I was afraid of like hurting the person's feelings and like breaking their heart because I knew it wouldn't break my heart as much as it would them. I stayed and just tried to like stick it out, but those 2 years were a little rough because there were times where I would like purposely try to, you know, start little arguments here and there or like do little things that I know would like agitate them.
Were you trying to get her to break up with you?
I definitely was. Damn, if she ever see this, I like, no hard feelings, like it's all love, but there was definitely a time where like I was ready for it to be over and I was just waiting for her to like kind of just pull the trigger. Yeah.
I can't necessarily say that I fumbled a great relationship. I fumbled a theoretical good relationship because I didn't want a relationship. And I felt like too much shit was happening in a short amount of time, so I had to fucking make an executive decision. I was like, yo, I shower every other day. I just started saying lies, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, the best way to fucking get out of these things is just say that you're broke or you're fighting demons or some shit like that. And, you know what I mean? Once I had her with the combo, yo, I'm broke and I'm fighting demons. She was like, oh my God. I'm like, get your candy ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I want my freedom back. So yeah, I definitely got up out of there in a spectacular fashion.
Hi, my name is Joe Lindo. I'm a great guy. I will help you with your life. I will support you in everything, but I self-sabotage like a motherfucker. I'm not proud of it, but I do understand that about myself. I think it's just, again, trauma, not being able to get over certain mental hurdles or certain traumatic experiences that you may have dealt with, and it left an imprint at a certain age. So if you have trauma from when you were like a teen that you never got over, when you get into situations that's similar to that trauma, you may still act like your age at that time instead of acting like the big grown man that you are. That may cause you to self-sabotage a lot of times, and I've learned that about myself in the past 2 years.
I think it's like a defense mechanism. We're human, so we always feel like people are going to leave us. We're used to losing loved ones. We're used to not getting what we want and stuff. I have this defense mechanism where I feel like I want to like push you away before you drop me. You know what I mean? And so I find myself doing that all the time, even in my marriage right now. And I have to like remind myself like, hey, you're doing it again. Stop doing that shit. Like just allow it to just flow. You know what I mean?
Self-sabotage, no. Because I've always been a lover boy. I'm not one who would like to be in the streets or whatever. Like, since I was like 16, I was like, I already seen the dynamic of women in my eyes and how they was moving. I was like, nah, I need to find my wife now at 16. And that like messed me up a lot, but me intentionally like self-sabotaging, no.
My friends be telling me, Kat, you self-sabotage all the time. I think
it's on brand.
Oh, 100% on brand. People see for me a future that I see for myself, but just not right now. So for me, I'm thinking, yo, why would I settle for this when I can do much more later on? So the self-sabotage comes from, I have a good thing going for Mary in the country, but for Kat in the city, that's not what we're trying to do.
Kat in the city, okay. That's your show.
And it's music too. Music doesn't promote love anymore. It's just straight.
It doesn't. That's a fact.
Fucking is cool.
That's a fact.
Being toxic is cool.
But hold on, it's not just that. And then you got that, but then you got like city girls too. Now everybody want to have a hot girl summer.
Okay,
so how you want to have a hot girl summer?
All right, so I gotta say this. I gotta say this right. Like, yo, as much as the city girls and Megan and them, they be talking all this shit. They all in relationships.
That's like
you guys are all lying.
And that's why they bozos, bro. That's why they bozos.
Your leader in love.
You're right. They want to talk their shit, right? But still go home to their nigga at the end of the day.
It's false reality.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
that's what you're.
So you giving off a message that. So you giving off a message that nah, fuck these niggas, da 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 da. But in reality, you want to be curled up to the nigga after the next night.
You're making.
Is you Uchi Wally or is you one?
Which is it? Which is it?
Which is it?